Hi, Gemini. Welcome to Gemini season. I know you haven't seen my face in a while. Sorry. I was going through this thing where I didn't want to be perceived. I'm still getting over it, to be honest. After spending a lot of time online and being perceived all the time, it's like I knew that AI was coming or something. I just wanted to hide for a little while. But I'm back. What's up? Gemini, June, we're about to be such Geminis in June that everyone is going to everyone's like, oh, you're doing that Gemini thing. Are you going to do that? Are you going to be like that? And we're like, yeah. What? What's wrong? What's wrong? Take a deep breath, Gemini. Let's see what comes up. First up, the Chariot. The Chariot is the card associated with Cancer. It's the card associated with the mother, with children, with babies, with the direction of your life changing. Our lives are changing drastically. And there are major, major opportunities coming in to help facilitate that change, right? So we're not worried about how these changes take place. These are changes that are very much outside of our control. This is stuff that's happening externally that's going to move us and move our chariot where it needs to be. So we have a lot going on, and most of it has to do with our finances, with really traditional aspects of our lives that need attention. And in June, you have a tendency to run away from that responsibility and run back to it, and run away from it and run back to it. You have a tendency to do this in love, in work, with money, with obligations. You are by turns super, super in love and then indifferent. You are by turns very dedicated and then indifferent. You are by turns very stressed out and then completely indifferent. So it feels like the Gemini twin tango, right? One is in control, then the other one's in control. One is in control, then the other. But one is very bad at communicating. One of our twins is very bad at communicating, and the other one is fantastic at it. So when you find yourself vacillating between these two extremes, just kind of delegate the duty, right? Okay, bad communicating twin, stay off the phone. Okay, good communicating twin, let the bad communicator handle stuff in person. Because we also don't want to say too much. Mars is in Leo right now, and it makes us very insistent. We know what the path is to our win, and we don't want anyone getting in our way. We want to win, and we want to win on our own terms, and we want every twist and turn to be decided by us. And that's when we start to lose the plot, is when we start to micromanage. What Gemini fails to realize most of the time is that our wins come when we're completely out of control, when we're not directing anything, when we're just allowing and receptive. That's when our biggest wins, that's when our funnest, surprising moments, that ability to be surprised is very much a Gemini thing. It's tied to having a pure heart. It's tied to having a almost naive spirit, right? But it's our insecurities and the things we hide that are making us insistent. It's not anything positive. It's not this overwhelming ambition, no, I really want to do this. This is going to be the thing. No, it's based on fear. It's if I don't do this, will this person forget about me? If I don't say this, will this person leave me? If I don't, do it this way, will I lose that job? Will I lose that opportunity? Will I lose, what it is that I want to hold on to so bad? And when you work from that place of trying to compensate for something that you can't even tell if anyone else sees it, but you know it, you feel it, this lack in you, when you operate or take any action, do anything from a place where you feel that inadequacy, the result you get back is never going to be what you want. And you will add to this really uneasy, I don't know where to land, the ground under my feet keeps shifting. We don't want to do that. We don't want to add to it, and we don't want to experience it. So the only way we can keep from shooting ourselves in the foot is by being really, really honest about what it is that we're insecure about. What is it that bubbles up this urge to say too much, declare too much, do too much, share too much. We have this excessiveness in us when we're nervous, when we're unsure. We try to cover our insecurities and our fears with work, attention, sex, flirting. We do a lot of things to paint over the parts of ourselves that we are unsure of, because we're not that sign that gets to be insecure or unsure. We always have to be on our shit, and we are usually on our shit. But there are moments where, especially in June, where you could easily say too much, and instead of you're trying to say I love you, but instead you're gonna end up being like, I'm projecting all my insecurities onto you, blah, so being very careful about what you say, not because you don't want to be a chump, but because you want to be as honest as possible, and you don't want to be hyperbolic. You don't want to say anything that later you're like, ugh, I didn't even mean that. Why did I fucking say that? I have a tendency to say the most insensitive stuff when someone opens up to me and tells me something personal. I don't know why, but my first instinct is to be like, oh my God, everything's gonna be okay. And it's it's deeply insensitive, because that's not why they're telling you. They're not telling you because they want some placate, they don't want to be placated right now. But I don't know, it's my initial enthusiastic response always seems like I don't care about what you just told me, and it's not true at all. It's I'll read the text 10 times over again and be like, oh my God, this is actually a sad text, I shouldn't have responded that way. I don't know, I just be excited, bro. But we're so excited that we can again lose the plot. So this rebirth, it's our season, it's the sun is in our sign. This rebirth has to do with working on the parts of ourselves that really trip us up, that keep us, in our feelings, that keep us in our heads, that keep us from communicating, that keep us from telling the truth, that keep us from making any forward progress, making connections. If you're trying to make a deeply intimate connection with someone right now, don't. If it's not going to grow naturally on its own, if you have to constantly force it, it's not going to happen. And it's not going to happen in June regardless. So if you don't want June to just be this kind of relaxed vibe, if you want more than that for June, it will hurt. But if you let it go in June and just let it be how it is, by July, it's popping. So patience, again, remember last month, at a snail pace. Patience is very necessary. But it's really hard to be patient when it's the inferiority, the lack, the insecurity that's bubbling up, because that stuff makes you urgent, right? So now I want to talk to you about this diamond thing that I've been telling everybody about. And it's just so poignant and it works so well, and I feel like you guys should know. So if I were to give you a 10-carat diamond, okay, let's not be crazy, a 3-carat diamond, and you took that diamond and you threw it in the trash, it would never occur to me that perhaps that diamond wasn't as valuable as I thought it was. The only thing that would occur to me is that you're crazy and you obviously don't know the value of that thing. Never would I think, oh my God, that diamond must have lost its value, which is why this person threw it away. The only thought I would have is this person doesn't understand value, and they sure as fuck don't know anything about diamonds. In the same way, when you give your attention, your affection, yourself to someone, and you find that they are not having the response and the reaction that you would like, instead of immediately thinking, now, this must be because there is some lack here in my value, there is some difference here in my value. What if you had objective value? What if your value was as objective as that Class E diamond, or however you qualify diamonds? I don't even know, right? What if it was that objective? So when someone treated you in a way where you might feel like you've been thrown away, you might feel like you've been rejected, it wouldn't even occur to you that it had anything to do with you, just like it wouldn't occur to you that there was anything wrong with the diamond in the trash. You would just assume that the person standing in front of you just is not capable or is not refined enough to know the value of what they had in front of them. We find this in the Bible, throwing pearls before swine. We've had this conversation before, but that's from the other perspective, right? Pearls before swine is like, they're swine, you're a pearl, stay away. This is, don't take it personally. I can't take it personally that someone doesn't know the objective value of a piece of jewelry. I can't take it personally if someone doesn't know the objective value of something that could give them great benefit. And in the same way, I can't take it personally when my objective value that I get to decide is not honored. That is not reason for me to now turn on myself and start picking myself apart in all the different ways. And this is why this person isn't doing what you want them to do. No. The only thing that we know for certain when something of objective value is not treated that way, or someone with objective value is not treated the way they should be, the only thing we can know for certain is that the person that you are dealing with has no idea what value is. Can you get mad at them for that? No, they don't know. Can you take it personally? No, they're not trying to. Bro, you think they would throw the diamond away if they knew it was worth like 200 grand? Of course not. They would fucking hawk that shit and go buy something, right? If they knew the value of the thing, they would never let it go. So you, in this case, if you feel like you've been discarded, ignored, whatever's happened, you have to understand that that has nothing to do with you. And every time this comes up in June, if you remind yourself of your objective value, you're able to put the attention and, in some cases, the blame where it needs to go, which is on this other person who just, they're not up to the task. For whatever reason, that's not my problem. That's not your problem. That's not anyone. That's them. Maybe one day, 10 years from now, they'll be like rummaging through the trash. Oh my God, I think I threw something away that was worth a lot of money. Yeah, you did. That's okay. And when that person, that thing, that job, that boss, that whatever it is comes back to you and says, oh, I think I might have, you get to be the one who gets the satisfaction of saying, yeah, you did. That's okay. Don't worry about it. I never let it get to me. It's got nothing to do with me. Did you learn anything though? Are you better at this yet? Or are you still throwing diamonds away? You want to look at these cards? I love you.